I made my ex think I was infertile so that he'd divorce me. I haven't really talked about this with anyone other than my wife, briefly, and my therapist in depth. I just need to get it off my chest. When I was 17, my parents arranged a marriage for me to the son of a man they knew. It was completely legal, and I didn't really have the option to say no. I convinced my husband to let me continue with school until we had kids. Looking back, I think he was just humoring me, believing it wouldn't take long before I had his child. I was so grateful for the chance to finish my education that I didn't even care at the time. A friend at school told me about birth control, and I skipped class one day to take the bus to a women's clinic. I asked about getting the depot shot. There weren't many valid reasons for divorce in our families, but infertility was a big one. I didn't start with the goal of hoping he'd tire of me not giving him what he wanted, but by the time I graduated high school, I figured it was my best chance to leave. For the next 3 years, I kept getting the shot in secret. I paid for it with money I saved from a part-time job he allowed me to have. The longer we went without having a child, the more agitated he became. I don't know how long he'd been discussing it with his family or mine, but by the time I turned 20, he decided my inability to give him a baby was grounds for divorce. He sent me back to my parents, and I stayed with them until it was finalized. I took what little I had and left in the middle of the night, knowing they'd just find another man for me, or discover the birth control, which would have put me in serious trouble. I got away. I finished my degree, found a job, and met my wife. Now, I'm having a baby because I actually want to, not because someone is trying to make me do it. I hoped I would, and dreamed about what life could be like if I could live on my own terms. But I never imagined it would actually happen. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night with my heart racing, half convinced it's all a dream. Then I look over and see my wife and our cats hogging the covers, and I remember that I succeeded. Sometimes I feel guilty for tricking my ex-husband. Other times, I think I could have done worse. Most of the time, I just try not to think about it at all. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. I'm trying to be vague about identifying details, and pregnancy insomnia isn't helping my ability to be concise.